Hello again, welcome back to Football Spy Online, and for today alone we'll be taking your messages on the Liverpool situation. Bad defeat last night for my beloved Reds. I think Rafa's time's up, but I want to know what you think. Just fourth place and the Europa League to play for now, not good enough. Just thought I'd get that off my chest. To the transfers, and the other day I said this: Manchester City have a very surprising transfer target in mind. You might think with all that money at their disposal that they're hunting players from AC Milan, from Real Madrid or Bayern Munich. Instead, they're looking right across the northwest of England at Everton for their right back in the form of Australian defender Lucas Neill. Well, Lucas Neill has indeed left Everton after just 6 months, and he is now a Galatasaray player. That was one of the many stories that you've been sending me from around the world. And I've got another one today from the same person who sent me that Lucas Neill story. He tells me that Arsenal are taking a long look at the rookie Fulham defender Chris Smalley. For those of you that don't know, Chris Smalling's been a bit of a revelation for Fulham this season. He's 20, he's been making rapid progress at Craven Cottage after being snapped up earlier this year by a non-league side called Aston United. Although he's only been at Fulham for 6 months, there are lots of big clubs having a look at him. He's been doing really well, so we will keep you posted on how that goes. Yeah, it's time for some papers, and David James looks like the lucky one today. He's about to escape the sinking ship that is Portsmouth, because there's a clause in his contract which says that if he plays another 10 games, he's automatically entitled to another year. And James doesn't want to stay at Portsmouth for another year. The Sun say that Stoke are about to sign him, and for me, that is a major coup for the club. The Times say that Blackburn is struggling in the league at the moment by playing in the Carling Cup semi-finals against Aston Villa tonight, are after one of Villa's players, the midfielder Nigel Reo-Coker. But Reo-Coker doesn't want to go. Bolton, Wigan and Hull are also very keen on him though. And I like this in the Daily Mail. The rising Arsenal midfielder star Jack Wilshere had been expected to go out on loan to Burnley, but now that Owen Coyle's gone to Bolton, Steve McLaren stepped in. So we like about him as England manager, he's got a great record with young players, and I think a move to McLaren's Dutch club FC Twente would do Wilshere the world of good. And now for the really big story from today, because it's in the Express. Wayne Rooney. It's not a pie in the sky rumour. Manchester United in huge financial trouble, and unless they can reduce their mounting debts, they will have to sacrifice a marquee player. Personally, I think if Rooney went a season after Ronaldo, then Sir Alex may well think he's taken United as far as he can. But the threat is very, very real. United fans, tell me what you think of that. Just one other story worth bringing you from the papers today, and it's about Spurs in the Sun. They've been offered the chance to sign the Legia Warsaw keeper Jan Mucha. He's a Slovakian international and he's 27, and this article is interesting because it says that he'd cost £2.5 million now or nothing in the summer. I'd wait till the summer myself. Stoke are also interested. Just one other Spurs story actually. It's tucked away inside the same one I've just told you about. The legendary Teddy Sheringham's son Charlie is interesting the League Two clubs Dagenham and Torquay. He's at Bishop Stortford at the moment. They're in non-league. He's hit 19 goals last season, but his club have got no money, so they've said he can go. Yes, one last chance to have a go at winning the competition to claim the total 90 shoot-to boots. You know how it goes by now. I need a new strapline for the show. Nathan Hamlin in Australia, as you know, won it last year with Football Spy, the internet's premier transfer talk show. If you can do better and you include your boot size, you can indeed win the total 90 shoot-to boots. Post on YouTube or an email, spy@mirror.co.uk, just picking some more of your entries out at random. And I like this from Spencer Mike 1993. He says Football Spy, keeping you updated with the transfer news around the world. Mohammed says Football Spy, your ray of sunshine through the transfer window. That does trip off the tongue. And I've got to tell you, Mrs. Lewis likes the entry from Muffle, who says here tomorrow's news today on Football Spy. Yes, I really do know how to show a woman a good time. And Winged Creature, I've only gone for him because I like his name. He says here, Football Spy, the bold light shining through the transfer window. Not very good, I've got to say. Time for just a couple more in our email. Thanks to Francois Lopez, who says, Football Spy, the Man in Black's premier transfer news. And finally, Goran in Gothenburg, Sweden, says, Football Spy, your mirror to the transfer window. Thank you very much for that. The winner's going to be read out tomorrow, so please do tune in. Keep your entries coming, and like I say, we'll do another competition next week. I'm going to just stick with Goran in Gothenburg in Sweden for our messages, because he's happy to see the back of Andrei Voronin and Andrea Dazza, both of whom have been shipped out by Rafa Benitez at Liverpool. Craig Worth in Baton Rouge, USA, wants to know why Spurs are looking at so many midfielders in the window when their defence needs attention. Well, Craig, basically, they've already got decent defenders, and if they get someone else in at the back, what does Harry Redknapp do with Ledley King when he's fit, or Jonathan Woodgate, or Michael Dawson, or Sebastian Bassong? I think Harry Redknapp's having a look at the midfield, because they haven't really got an enforcer in there like Michael Essien at Chelsea or Patrick Vieira at Manchester City. Obi Wiley says, I can't believe Liverpool are prepared to pay £25 million in fees for Chamakh. That's ridiculous. Bojan at Barcelona would be far more cost effective. Well, two things on that, actually three. Chamakh's a very, very good player. Make no bones about that. He's only scored 7 in 25 this season, but last year he hit 22 in 42 appearances for Bordeaux. He's very, very good in the air, and he's a bargain. The fee might seem as though it's a lot, but it's spread over the length of his 5-year contract that Liverpool are prepared to offer him. Just heard another email coming in there. And thirdly, it's not quite cut and dried that he's going to go to Liverpool, as Barcelona have this very morning entered the race to sign him. Soja Hofala thinks Maxi Rodriguez would have handed in a transfer request at Liverpool after seeing last night's shambles. I only decided to include that because it made me smile. And we got time for just a couple more, just looking on the emails here. To Ilmasu, I think the Benfica winger Angel Di Maria is more likely to go to Man City or Chelsea rather than Inter Milan. And to Jab, I think the only position Newcastle are actively looking to fill is up front. They should soon sign the striker Jermaine Beckford from Leeds, although Peter Lovenkrands scored a hat-trick in the FA Cup last night to prove they're not doing too badly at all. We just got some news that's coming quite late this morning. Hull have warned Wolves that their midfielder Stephen Hunt's not for sale. Wolves have so far bid twice for him. I mentioned Newcastle before. They're closing in on the signing of the Bolton defender Danny Shitu, and Hearts defender Jose Goncalves has said he wouldn't mind playing for Sporting in his native Portugal. Football Spy is back tomorrow. I will see you then.